Greetings everyone! Last time we finished the Blade of Galadriel DLC, and now that I had some time to process everything, I want to say a few more words about it before we move on to the Desolation of Mordor. I don't have too much to say because the DLC was pretty short and to the point, at least when it comes to the story. It actually reminded me of the first game's DLCs in that aspect. Their story was pretty short as well, but overall it was a long game, so I don't really mind a shorter story for these DLCs. Anyway, I did enjoy playing as Eltariel. I liked some of her abilities more than I liked Talion's actually. I feel like the Gauntlet and the Light powers blended really well, especially with this Lightbringer set. I guess we can say these powers were the biggest change and the most unique aspect of the DLC overall, outside of maybe the fights with Talion and the rogue Nazgul. Overall, I think that it was a good DLC. It was a little bit unbalanced because the story was pretty short and gathering all the armor sets and then doing the challenges took a lot longer than I expected. I mean, I guess it was the challenges that made it feel a little longer. Gathering the sets went pretty smoothly, but the thing is, they weren't really very useful in the end. They were very specific and we only needed them for like 1 or 2 fights with some of the legendary uruks who were immune to everything else. As for the challenges, I guess in the end they were only optional, so I guess you don't really have to complete all of them. I mean, the only ones that were actually worth it, in my mind, were the ones for this set, the Lightbringer set, because they actually helped in the last 2 boss fights. As for the story, I guess in the end, overall, it went in the direction that I was expecting. If there's one thing I didn't expect though, is for Eltariel to keep the ring. I was sure she was gonna destroy it in the end. And I realized that's probably the reason why Celebrimbor was able to escape. Because just like Sauron, Celebrimbor is probably bound to the new ring, and that's why his spirit was able to endure when Sauron didn't, because obviously his ring was destroyed. Another thing that I found interesting was that the sisters were actually able to not only capture but take the rings from the Nazgul. I'm not sure how they managed to do that. Eltariel and Talion, for the most part, all they could do was banish the wraiths. I feel like either their chain weapons were somehow magical in nature, or it was all part of Sauron's plan to let them take the rings and crumble their kingdom, I guess, from within. I mean, it was certainly a lot easier than trying to conquer them, I guess. Actually, the reason I loaded up this DLC again is to see if there's any updates with the Appendices, and I think we do have an update for the Rogue Nazgul. I didn't read it yet, I just sort of glanced over it, so how about we check it out together. I think that's the only thing. Maybe Eltariel updated. In the end, she defeated the Nazgul sister and was forced to battle Talion himself after he succumbed to the dark corruption of the ring and fell under the Dark Lord's dominion. Okay. Dark Talion did it. It didn't update. How about Celebrimbor? He escaped. Maybe we get more answers here. No. Okay, the Rogue Nazgul. A new power rises in Mordor and it's only a matter of time before it expands. The kingdom of Shen cannot wait till they arrive at our doorstep. We must strike first. Emperor Sagong. Okay. Ria and Yuka were from the kingdom of Shen in furthest east of Middle-earth. Daughters of the Emperor, these powerful warriors were sent to Mordor for conquest. There they waged a war against two of the Nazgul, whose armies they defeated and whose rings they took for themselves. Interesting. I thought that maybe they were protecting their realm from Sauron and the Nazgul, but they were conquerors. Okay. Upon return to Shen, they were welcomed back to a grand triumph, though they became corrupted by the influence of their rings of power. They overthrew their father and assumed control of his throne, imposing a tyrannical rule that eroded their empire even as they never aged. Okay. Ultimately, they became servants of Sauron, who led them back to Mordor, where they served him for many years. But their ambition had not yet been purged. When the Witch King was defeated at Minas Morgul by Talion, and Sauron and Celebrimbor were fused together in the Flaming Eye, these rogue Nazgul rose up against their masters in a new attempt to conquer Mordor. Okay, so the Shen Empire. I don't know if that's actually canon. I feel like this may have been added for the game, but it was kind of cool to have an Asian-inspired realm in Middle-earth. I mean, obviously it makes us think of like medieval China or Japan with magic dragons and samurai and flying kung fu kicks, which the sisters actually kind of did in the fight. At some point, they did sort of levitate above Eltariel. Okay, well, I guess that's sort of the last mystery that I needed to uncover for this DLC. Again, overall, I had fun with it. I'm curious to see if Eltariel makes an appearance in the next one, the Desolation of Mordor, which we are going to be starting right now. So let's see what this is all about. Desolation of Mordor. Play as Baranor on his mission to open up a second front in the desert of Liflad. Baranor is mortal, carries no ring of power. If he dies, his story is over. Be careful. Okay. So what? Like, we're doing permadeath with Baranor, who's the weakest of all of them. Well, this is gonna be interesting. I did not expect that. Standard difficulty, yeah, I'm gonna go for normal again because I don't want to die. So let's see. So this is gonna be purely in Liflad. I feel like it's gonna be a shorter DLC than the previous one. If that's the case, Desolation of Mordor. Sandstorms. And the worm.
This doesn't seem like a place you find good men!
We're not looking for good men. We're looking for mercenaries. We have no hope of taking the fortress without them.
If we make it far enough to hire them, with those things out there...
Okay.
These bones! This place has swallowed things larger than us! And spat on...
Okay, so there's...
Kill us all!
Run! Get off the sand!
It's all sand!
It's all sand, I know, but... We've seen the worms in The Hobbit, I think. Wait a minute, let me see a few things. Everything is locked, okay. What's the quest? Arrival active. You have arrived in Liflad. Now to find the Vanishing Sun's mercenary company and begin to build your army. So when does this take place? After... Because last time we saw Baranor was when we freed him and he took off into the sunset with Idril, I guess. Uh-oh. Another guy bit the dust. Or the dust bit him.
Moving!
Where?
Anywhere that isn't sand!
They got Serka!
Well, buddy, I'm in the bushes. You'd need to not be in the sand. I keep telling you that. So I gotta go over there. What am I hearing? He has 2 swords. Okay. Sword and dagger. Stay off the sand, man. Follow me directly. He's not gonna make it. I'm pretty sure. Oh my god! And I'm dead. They were not kidding. I was right there. Okay. Well, what now? So I'm saved. Ugh. No way, it's Torvin.
I was hoping it wasn't a corpse I was dragging home. Be a bit weird, that, eh?
My men, what happened?
I'm really sorry, lad. They weren't as lucky as you.
Thank you for saving me.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank this. That little darling's a bit twitchy, but she should get you up to my camp, no trouble. I've got a newer one myself. Worked out all the hitches.
Hitches?
Word of advice about the climb. If you don't like heights, don't look down. And if you don't like dwarf asses, don't look up.
No way, it's Torvin. I missed the guy. Kinda. That's so cool that they brought him back for this.
This device, you built it?
You don't need to flatter me, lad. I already snatched you from the nasties. No, what you got there's Numenorian. Loads of their contrivances scattered around from way back.
Very useful.
Trick is grabbing it without the worms grabbing you. I found a few promising sites, got them all sketched out. You bring what you find back to me, I'll tinker till it does what it used to. Or does something anyway. Then you can field test it, make sure it's safe. Sound good?
More than fair.
Okay. I forgot that Torvin talks so much. So, we gotta... I guess we needed a way to climb walls because we don't have a wraith, right? Interesting. Whoa. I didn't mean to go over there. What is this? Steel boots. Health. I got a wheel now. Concussion bombs. Okay. Upgrade locked. So I got steel boots. Deadly projectiles best aimed at the head. And concussion bombs. Area effective explosives that damage, stun, or knock down enemies. Okay. Whoa. You can climb a lot with these. How the hell did Torvin end up here? He was supposed to leave Mordor. Now I'm curious, when does this take place? After? I guess him being a hunter, he couldn't leave. He couldn't resist. He come here to hunt worms. Alright, Baranor, what happened to Idril? Last time we saw her, you both took off into the sunset without a word. And how did you end up here anyway? Everybody ends up here, in the wasteland. So this was his camp all along, and I didn't know in the main game.
Not the most convenient spot if you're moving in furniture. But on the plus side, worms don't like heights.
I guess that makes sense. So I don't have like a... Yeah, I keep pressing this because I want to use the Wraith. I don't have any senses like that. I was just scared because in the main game there was a lot of traps over here. And you couldn't see them without, you know, going into Wraith mode. So where are you, Torvin? What are you up to up here?
So, what are you doing so far from Gondor?
Looking for the Vanishing Sons. They're a mercenary company.
Yes, I hired a few of them to look for Numenorian bits. Now I owe their leader a few mercenaries. I've got just the thing to get you to where they are. Just don't tell them where I am.
I see.
What do I do?
Just run off the edge of the cliff.
Run off the edge of the cliff.
And here, these are the places to poke around for more Numenorian goodies.
Okay.
Go on then. I've used this thing myself. Not a bump or a scratch.
Well, gliding. I got a parachute. Press A to open the kite while in the air. Press B while gliding to drop. So A to open, B to drop. Glide over vents on the ground to get boosted higher. Okay. This reminds me of Assassin's Creed again.
Come on, lad. Here, I'll help you. 1, 2, 3. All right, how about we try it the other way? 3, 2, 1.
I forgot how much you like to talk.
Ready, and...
Okay.
See, laddie, nothing to it. Now, whatever you do, don't. Oh, you'll figure it out.
Don't what?
Figure what out?
Oh my god. Can I...
All right, this is... Whoa!
Where am I going, actually?
Right. Getting the hang of it.
So I gotta pass through these. Yeah, I was gonna say they're heavily inspired by Assassin's
Just have to
Creed.
Not think about it, is all.
Uh-oh. Okay. Reach the mercenary camp without touching the ground. Well, I failed. And... Can I climb? Oh no. Is this what he meant? Don't... drop? Okay. That's not working out. Orcs. Shit. And Caragors. Do I have a bow? I don't think so. I need to find height again. Right? Now this is an interesting way to travel. So I gotta go through these things. Come on. I gotta keep finding them. This is like Assassin's Creed 2. I think we had a mission like this. Alright. I guess we made it. I didn't see the optional objective. That kind of sucked. I feel like I could have done it. Hey, I just flew in here. You cool with that? So you have a camp over here, I see. So are they Haradrim like my guy here, Baranor?
How much gold do you think the Rooks have in their fortress?
I don't know. Let's find out.
My name is Baranor. I am second captain of the Gondorian Guard at Minas Ithil.
Minas Ithil has fallen some time ago, I believe.
I am seeking soldiers.
Well, it's difficult to be a captain without them. Lucky for you, I've got the finest warriors in all of Middle-earth! Do you carry coin of any kind?
Some.
Some. You're going to need a lot more than some. What are your plans for them, eh? I assume you're not planning to retake Minas Ithil.
I'm planning to take Shindra.
The fortress? No. That sounds like the work for heroes. All I can offer you are mercenaries. Look, why don't you come back when you have some more money? Or sense? What art?
How do you know that name?
You haven't changed! I remember a boy of 7. Small for his age, so he had a lot to prove. And one day he decided that he was going to explore the caves of Umbar, but he got himself into a little bit of trouble. Lucky for him, he had a brother. A beautiful, courageous older brother who was sent to look for him. And by the time that champion reached him, he was moments away from being devoured by Caragors.
Caragor? Jagai?
No, little brother. I am Serka now. Serka, the unkillable. Serka, the insufferable. Serka, the survivor. But I still bear some scars from my former life.
How did you come to be here? Among these Easterlings?
Same old story. A village is raided, homes are looted, mothers and fathers are slaughtered, screaming tears.
Orcs?
Mercenaries.
How is it?
I should be thankful, though, of course, eh? Not every boy gets the chance to be raised among such a merry band of killers and thieves!
But you lead them.
Yeah, only until I get a knife in my back. And believe me, that is how all leaders end up. But enough history. Blood only goes so far. You and I, we have business to transact.
Okay. They have a brother. Vanishing Sons Mercenary Company hire mercenaries. To hire Serka's men, select the Vanishing Sons Mercenary Company icon and press X to view available mercenaries. Okay. So there's no Uruks, there's just mercs now. We have details. This guy's epic. Oh, I see. They cost a lot more. The legendary ones. How much do I have? 1500. Okay. So what do we got? Teslik the Tortured. Vanishing Sons Guardian. Combat Master. Okay, 2 Quartermasters. So what are the details of the Guardian? Guardians are fearless mercenaries who can endure great pain. They shield their allies from damage and are expert at handling enemy hordes, so tanks, right? Combat command, call the banners. Okay. Warriors. Stealth command, taunt. Can be stealth commanded to kill a grunt Uruk, taunting nearby enemies and forcing them to target him. Wave of Might. Unleashes a wave of strength so powerful that it pushes back and disorients nearby enemies. He's enraged by drakes. Fireproof, immune to curse. Okay. So what's your weakness? Sickly and beast fodder. That's not good. Okay, but you can summon other mercs, I guess. Are you the same? Combat command heroic war cry. Can be ordered to perform a war cry that heals nearby allies at the expense of his own health. Okay. Stealth command taunt. Same thing. Fireproof, immune to curse. And the same thing. You have a shield, you don't. What about the combat master? He looks badass. Combat masters are extremely skilled warriors who face their enemies head-on and deal massive damage. When possible, combat masters will target captains. I see, so DPS. Combat command Bellfire cluster bomber. Okay. Terrifies nearby orcs and kills grunts. Smoke bombs and agile. I see. You're fireproof. You're damaged by beasts and poison. You fear caragors and spiders. Okay. What about the quartermaster? He's stealth. Quartermasters provide crucial battlefield support for their fellow mercenaries. They deliver supplies and weapons to their allies and can act as decoys or medics. So healer, okay. Bolt supplier. Can be ordered to supply Baranor with steel bolts. I need steel bolts. Stealth command, dazing opener. I see. Dazes captains. Poison proof. What about the other guy? Same thing. Combat poison bomb supplier. I see. I don't know. I feel like we should get a guardian first. This guy with a shield. He also has that cool look like in the movies. That helmet and scarf. Let's get him. Ulug the lover. Since we don't have Idril with us anymore, we have a lover. Where is Idril? Select your hired mercenary. Where is he? Okay. Press to command him. And make him a bodyguard. Perfect. Okay. And assign bodyguard. Okay. So I guess different buttons have different mercs. Maybe. Now what? Alright. We arrived. The deserts of Liflad. No one lives forever. When your health is low, hold right back to open the weapon wheel and hold X to use a healing elixir. You can find more healing elixirs by killing orcs. Baranor is mortal and carries no ring of power. If he dies, his story is over. Your progress on quests, story missions, and Torvin skill upgrades will carry forward, but your outposts and hired mercenaries will be lost. Well, damn. Numenorian artifacts are scattered around the deserts of Liflad. Recover these ancient devices and return them to Torvin to gain access to powerful Torvin skill upgrades. View a Torvin skill upgrade description in the character menu to see Torvin's sketch of the area to search. Find the Numenorian artifact there, then return it to Torvin to unlock the skill upgrade.
going to take that fortress, better start with something smaller. Let's see about those outposts.
Okay. Why do you want this fortress? We get no reasons from you. You just came here with a couple of Gondorians, no Idril. I thought you were fighting Uruks. Is that what you wanna do? Have a base so you can fight Uruks? What's going on over here? Do we have anything?
Freezing cold at night, but there's a moment at dawn when it's perfect. The sunset too. Something's off with you.
Okay, so we can't go back in to see the brother. Let me check. Where was it? The character. Torvin skill upgrades are earned by finding Númenórean artifacts. Highlight a skill upgrade in the Torvin skill group to view a sketch. Okay. So these are the upgrades. We have 3. I see. So I have to find these sketches, the places, okay. Luckily, I know my way around here a little bit. This is right here, right? Huh. But where? Up? On that wall? Interesting. So what are these? Serka. Permanent skill bodyguard. Right. Permanent skill rally. Unlocked by playing story quests. So all I have is this, right? The bodyguard. While you are undetected, press OK and command him to use his stealth. Alright, it's pretty much the same. We have the legacy skills. Execution, perfect counter, critical, ground finisher, retaliation, treasure hunter, pin, okay. How do you pin though? I guess maybe some skill, Torvin upgrade. Detonate, brutalize, and surge. Why does he have surge? Whatever. Okay. So quests, the raid available in Liflad. Join Serka and his mercenaries as they raid an orc caravan. Nduri Bak. So we have to capture all these outposts, okay? But so do I have to select this, or I guess we just look at it. Well, from the image I'm seeing this place with the pillar. Is it on top or below? I think we're right here. I think, if this is the place. Right? This thing. Aha. Okay, we got it. What is it? A chain.
The Númenóreans possessed wisdom far superior to any we have today. Shame that in the end it wasn't enough to save them. But it does fascinate me how they created a device to aid in climbing, and later upgraded it to knock loads of people down. If it were me, I'd have done it the other way round.
Okay. So, what is it? I guess I gotta take it to him, right?
This should prove useful. Or it could be broken and worthless. I suppose I'd have no way of knowing.
It's still weird to not have Wraith stuff. Like the Wraith sense. Because I can't see anything. Hey, who are you? So what should we do? Look for these things? Maybe. The sandstorms are very common here now, apparently. Oh, we got a new map. Is this their territory? Unknown captain, epic leader. Huh. It's split into regions, I see. Outpost. Outpost. Raid an orc caravan. I feel like an orc caravan, it will be easier to take than an outpost right now. So maybe we should do that, but we should also go back to Torvin, right? We can fast travel over there, but I kind of want to go on foot, explore a little. Maybe. I'm kind of afraid to not die, though. I mean, sure, we can travel by kite, but I don't know if it works very well. We're trying to be Batman, but there's no skyscrapers to latch onto every time. See, like, you have those rocks, but not everywhere, I think. Maybe I should get my bodyguard out. So where's my healing? Healthful, restore health X, right? And these are the bombs. Stun. These can be aimed to the head. Let's stick with stun for now. How do I do it, though? I have to L select ammo. And how do I shoot? Like this? Okay. I see. I just wasted one. So it's quick shot, basically. I keep wanting to press Wraith sense. I'm gonna have to get used to it. Alright. I mean, the grapple was in Assassin's Creed 2, right? Oh shit, a spider. How do I kill spiders? Do I have a bow? I don't have a bow. I just have those... crap. I need a ranged weapon that's not just the bomb. Maybe we should look for more of these things. So this is the grapple. Use this to climb quickly. And I'm thinking these are just gonna be optional, right? Grapple pull. Investigate the area. This upgrade will allow you to keep your enemies closer. Oh, I can pull them to me. Get over here, huh? Scorpion. This upgrade will increase your mobility. Catapult. How? Like catapult. Okay. What about this? This is what we need, a crossbow. I mean, we have it, right? But right now I'm throwing bombs to stun. Wormroot oils. This upgrade will add deadly new ammunition types to your crossbow. Numenorian fire. This upgrade will add powerful new ammunition. Okay, this is just ammo. Chain kills, oils, and fire. And what is this? Shield charge. I have a shield. I guess it turns into a shield. I see. So hold and release X to forward, knocking down and damaging enemies. Blazing shield, mighty shield, fatal counter. I see. Yeah, this is in the fortress. This, I have no idea what this is. Feels like it's around the camp again. So is this. What? I just came from there. No, this is not the camp, is it? I don't know. There's another place that kind of looks the same. You could have just told me where they are, Torvin. Huh. The arena. You have to orient yourself by looking at the fortress. This is in the left of the fortress. I see. I know this place. This is where we got eaten by the worm, I think. Or maybe not. I know I've been to a head like that, with Talion. Maybe we try to go there, huh? Like this is the head. We got a waypoint, we can fast travel. I mean, I said I'd go on foot, but it's kind of dangerous, to be honest, without... I mean, I don't even know if I could have killed that spider right now. We got a captain. Poison proof. And a Caragor. You don't want to jump? I see, we can do that. I mean, the grapple is nice for quick escape, but you don't always have a place to grapple. Well, I'm in the outpost now. Can I stealth kill? I can.
drums in the distance.
Now first kill. Do I have to pick it up? How do I pick it up? Seriously, you don't pick it up? Oh, I'm full on bolts. Okay, that's what they are. Well, I can jump, right? Let me go to that vent here. No. I see. No. This is kind of weird. There's a rat. Alright, a few uruks over there. We can climb on the rib. More Numenorians. Skoon, the Guardian of Mordor. Again? I feel like I've met this guy with Talion. Don't look up, boys. Alright, so where is it? Where's the upgrade? I was just showing the head. Maybe inside? No? Aha, it's in the nose. Always follow your nose, that's what Gandalf said. When in doubt...
The Numenorians set their minds to making a man fly. But when they figured out a device that could do it, they decided they weren't impressed enough with themselves. So they set about improving on it. How could a people who soar like birds fall so far that there's hardly any trace of them left?
Good question. Okay.
I can't wait to see what the dwarf does with this. Or maybe I can.
Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely doing something with them. I don't know if there's gonna be any good, but he does.
Trying to tame rats? Nah. Trying to make them fierce. Get them to fight each other. You know, for sport.
Spider again. Can I launch a... Okay, so I can aim. I want to see if I can kill it with a bomb, because if not... Shit. So it's kind of like I'm using, like this, I'm using the bow, right? Kinda. It's not that great. Out of bolts. Well, we should go back to Torvin. So if I jump here... No. Okay. So if I pass through it... Huh. Now the Uruk's dead. What happened? They saw me or something. Look, I'm just trying to reach my friend Torvin. What's this? What is this? Search corpse. Oh. Wait. Did I get bolts? Because they're just on a mini-map, right? Okay, I see. So how do I get to Torvin? I gotta fast travel or go for that cave, right? I mean, we're here already. No point in going all the way. Well, I got some stuff.
Don't do it, Torvin, lad. Tempting as it is, don't drop your chamber bucket on the orcs down there. You'll just bring them up here.
I see. Well, you didn't do much. I guess you're a dwarf. Dwarf take big crabs or small crabs. Unlock Torvin upgrade.
Ah, find something?
Baranor has access to many powerful skill upgrades. Once unlocked, the skill upgrade is always active and all skill upgrades stack. You do not have to choose between them, finally. Alright, well that's good. So permanent upgrade catapult. Press A during a grapple to launch yourself past your target point. I see. Your kite will open automatically. Oh, that's useful. I'm just gonna be flying around everywhere. I guess you'd need to, because if he dies, it's over. I mean, it's not over, but you lose all your mercs. When your might is full, press X plus A to sweep your gauntlet chain in a powerful arc, knocking down stunning enemies caught in its path. I see. Okay.
See what mischief you can make with that.
I'll try to. So let me look at the appendices a little bit. Because I want to see what is going on around here. Like why I'm here, what am I doing, who are these people? The Gauntlet. Relic of the Lost World. I reckon the Númenóreans figured out everything there is to know when they jammed it all into this bloody stonking gauntlet. Okay, the great kingdom of Númenor reached its height during the Second Age, only to suffer a crushing fall. Its wonders are largely lost now, but traces of its lineage remain, as do pieces of its incredible technology buried in the mud and sand of the many lands the Númenóreans once conquered. The gauntlet is a marvel of engineering, the uses of which are almost too varied to enumerate. While its origins are lost forever, its power cannot be overstated. Capable of absorbing otherwise lethal blows, launching an array of deadly munitions, and smashing through the whole formations of enemies, the gauntlet gives one man the power of an army. Besides the gauntlet and its fantastic counterpart, the kite, many lesser Númenóreans artifacts are scattered about Liflat. Through the persistence and cunning of Torvin the dwarf, these strange objects can be used to upgrade and expand the gauntlet's capabilities even further, making Baranor a serious threat to the region and to its fortress Shindram. Alright, that's clear enough, but what am I doing here? Actually, Easterling Mercenaries. Blood for Coin Anonymous. The Vanishing Sons are a mercenary company located in Liflad, formerly professional soldiers within the Easterling military. The Vanishing Sons were born at the massacre of Eastfold, where a brigade of Easterling warriors were sent into an unwinnable battle in the grasslands of the Rohirrim. Facing a superior force of Rohirrim riders, close to 1,000 men were slaughtered. The 24 Easterling soldiers who managed to escape did not return to Rune, and instead took the name of the Vanishing Sons and became mercenaries who fought for the highest bidder, whether they be formed allies or enemies. From their earliest raids upon Haradrim villages, they established their primary recruitment method, taking in surviving children and instructing them in the ways of war, to the extent that the Vanishing Sons transformed over time, becoming less a group of professional soldiers than a band of mercenary war orphans, one of whom eventually became their leader. Okay. The Vanishing Sons eventually made their way to the deserts of Liflad, where they took up residence in the ruins of an ancient Númenórean fortress. Liflad gave them a permanent home, where they brokered a deal with the orcs of Shindram. They would be left in peace and paid a monthly bounty for dealing with bandits that assaulted the marauder camps and their supply lines. The Vanishing Sons dispatched the bandits quickly and sent the heads of 20 warriors to the orcs. Okay. Liflad grew quiet until some months later, when the mercenaries happened upon an idea that would guarantee as much work as they wanted. Thus, the bandit raids began again. Alright, so they're mercenaries, they work with the orcs too. Idril, what happened to you? Alright, maybe there's an update here. Following the fall of Minas Ithil, Idril engaged in a guerrilla campaign with Mordor, rescuing captured Gondorians, attacking orc camps, and when possible recovering the treasures of the Great Hall. Baranor joined her and other Gondorians in this doomed task, and over time their numbers diminished. Idril and Baranor persisted in Mordor for a time, but ultimately committed to an audacious plan in which Idril would rescue the last of the captured Gondorians and lead the survivors to the hidden sanctuary of Henit Anun, while Baranor would venture out to Liflad and open a new front in the war for Mordor. Scouts had informed them of the orc fortress in Shindram and the neighboring mercenary company known as the Vanishing Sons that might be enlisted in an attempt to conquer it. With Shindram defeated and sacked, Idril and Baranor would reunite and consolidate their newly acquired mercenary forces with those of the remaining Gondorians and take their war to the very heart of Mordor. Okay, so that's the plan. You guys split up until I conquer the fortress. I see. Well, good luck with that. We got Serka. I am Serka now, Serka the unlikable, Serka the insufferable, Serka the survivor, but I still bear some scars of my former life. Born to a Haradrim family near Umbar, Serka's life has been marked by hardship and great loss. Originally named Jagai after his grandfather, Serka witnessed his younger brother Warad taken away by village clerics and delivered to Gondor as a guarantee of peace. Soon after, his village was raided by a newly formed mercenary company known as the Vanishing Sons, who slaughtered his parents and most of the villagers. From their earliest raids, the Vanishing Sons had established their primary recruitment method, taking in surviving children and instructing them in the ways of war. The boy known as Jagai was adopted by the mercenaries along with 2 other children, both of whom died in the following months from battle and overwork. This was a pattern he saw repeated over and over in the following years. Now that's hard for a kid. Jagai was transformed by these experiences and took the Easterling's name of Serka, committing himself to survival at all costs. He would be a friend to all but never truly trust anyone. Instead, he put his faith in himself, surviving by his wits as much as his fighting skills and embracing great risk for the promise of reward. He cheated death so many times that he gained the title the Unlikable. Over time, he rose through the ranks of the Vanishing Sons to become their leader. Likewise, the Vanishing Sons themselves had changed, becoming less a group of Easterling soldiers than a band of mercenaries orphans. Alright, hopefully he doesn't betray his brother in the end. Alright, let's read Torvin and Baranor too. Torvin, Liflad's greatest hunter. Every creature's got its lure, eh? When this resourceful dwarf is not on one hunt or another, he's tinkering with new bits of kit to ensure success on the next. He and his brother Gorvin left their home in the uruk-hai to stalk Middle-earth's greatest prey, only to have Gorvin fall in their attempt to bring down the mythical great white Graug. Torvin eventually got revenge for his brother, slaying the mighty beast with help from another deadly hunter, Talion, a ranger of Gondor. With the great white Graug vanquished, Torvin set out for the desert of Liflad, where he would hunt an even more formidable adversary, the massive subterranean terrors known as were-wyrms. Right, that's what they were called. During his explorations of the region, he began discovering lost artifacts of Numenor. A skilled craftsman by nature of his dwarven heritage, Torvin set about restoring these ancient devices to working order, finding they aided him not only when hunting beasts but also when evading enemies. This later category has come to include not only the orcs of Liflad and the worms themselves, but also the Vanishing Sons mercenary company, some of whose members have been killed on ill-fated expeditions Torvin planned and financed. Okay, so he didn't go back home as he said he would. He had that look on his face, and I think I even said that I don't think he's gonna go home, and I guess here he is, huh? Anyway, Baranor. Minas Ithil is the only home I've ever really known, the only family I've ever known, and I will fight to defend it. Captain Baranor was the second in command to General Castamir. Born to a Haradrim family near Umbar, he was exchanged with a Gondorian child as a guarantee of peace. In the intervening years, contact was lost with his people, and he was raised as a Gondorian by a wealthy family in Minas Ithil. A trusted lieutenant, he was recognized early on by Castamir for his bravery and superior combat abilities. He rose through the ranks quickly to become Castamir's bodyguard and ultimately his second in command. Baranor devoted his life to the service of his adopted city. He is loyal, brave, grounded by a strong moral compass, and willing to give his life for his general. Baranor rarely lets down his guard and lives by a strict military code. Following the fall of Minas Ithil, Baranor ventured deeper into Mordor to rescue Gondorian prisoners who had been captured by the orcs. Along with second Captain Idril, they performed raids on orc camps, though over time their numbers diminished. Okay. Baranor and Idril persisted in Mordor for a time, but ultimately committed themselves to a plan in which Idril would lead the surviving Gondorians to the hidden sanctuary of Heneth Anun, while Baranor would venture out to the eastern desolation of Liflad and open a new front in the war for Mordor. Scouts had informed them of the orc fortress of Shindarim and a neighboring mercenary company known as the Vanishing Sons that might be enlisted in an attempt to conquer it. Baranor made the trek to Liflad but lost his company to orcs and were-wyrms before reuniting with Serka, the brother he had thought dead all these years. Alright, that was a lot of reading. My voice is kinda dying on me.
Desert so peaceful.
Okay.
You don't think about what's digging around under it.
You like to talk a lot, Torvin. I know you do. I'm just gonna walk all over your papers here. Okay, well, I think this is gonna be enough for today because I'm at time. Next time we're gonna go around looking for more upgrades, I guess, and see what else we can do. But for now, thank you for watching and farewell.